So how long was your term of service?
16 months.
And what prompted you to join the Waves?
Well, I was living at home, working in New York, and I just thought I wanted to do more than that.
Yes.
And then I'd always been interested in the Navy. So that was my choice.
Well, aren't you both fortunate that this came along at a time in your life when you could realize your dream?
I feel very fortunate that I was able to get such an interesting job, because I could have been a cook. I mean, when you went in, you didn't know what you were going to be.
No.
Oh, you couldn't?
No, you took a series of aptitude tests.
Tests.
And then you put your choices down.
Yes.
I think we had, what, 3 choices?
I've forgotten how many we had.
I think we had 3 choices.
But we had choices. A
And-
lot of them didn't get their choice.
Well, this is it. You didn't know whether you were going to get your choice or not. I got my second choice, and I was very happy with it.
What was your first?
Control tower. And I'm very happy, actually, that I didn't get that. I didn't know how stressful that was at the time.
Yes, that's a very stressful
Yeah.
job. Yeah. Were either of you able to transfer your skills to your civilian life when you were discharged?
There was very little use for link trainers. I tried.
Even at Lakehurst.
I went back to, well, Floyd Bennett Field was out on Long Island, and
Yes.
no, there was no hope. I had to try something else.
How about you, Barbie?
Well, I went back to teaching for a year.
Yes.
And then I went into the home economics and business area. And that had nothing to do with
No,
this.
no.
It was dairy council. And so it was food. But with a home economics degree, you have so many areas you can go to.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, again, let's position back to your wartime service. Tell us about your social lives during that time.
Well, when we were in Atlanta, there were, of course, a bunch of sailors at the base, and we had Marines who had returned from the South Seas.
Yes.
And we used to go out as a group. There was always a big group of us that would go out, and we'd go downtown to Atlanta, and there were 2 or 3 hotels there who had that had dancing, afternoon dances for us, and we'd go. We'd just, as I say, no one really dated anyone in particular. We just went out and had a lot of fun dancing, and doing the Lindy and that sort of thing.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
good.
it was fun.
How about you, Barbie? What was your social life?
It was about the same. We had a lot of entertainment on the base. It seems that we made a lot of money in our PX. And so they had good people come, and we had boxing matches and all kinds of things on the base. Oh. And then we put on shows too. I was in a, I was a swimmer, and I had my Red Cross, and so I swam, and I had to stop smoking because I couldn't do the strenuous patterns. It was the time, remember Esther Williams?
Oh gosh, yes.
Well, it was that kind of a show we put on with the college girls from Minnesota University. And so we put that on, and we had a lot of good times. They had a reading room for us over in St. Paul. And I happened to date a fellow who was in his last year of college, and he was head of the ushers at the Opera House, and so he got me a job being an usher. And so, because in the beginning he would, seat me and move me, and I said, why don't you give me a job too? So then I did that. So that was fun. That was kind of, incidental. Everyone, how'd you get that job?
Well, so did you make lifelong friends during your service years?
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Well, you live so close.
Yes, yes.
That you either became friendly or was unhappy.
Was Hunter the only boot camp, as it were, in the States, or was there a West Coast contingent?
There was one around the Chicago, what was it, Cedar Rapids or someplace?
But weren't they when they sent them? In the very beginning,
In
I
the very
think,
beginning, yes. But I think eventually Hunter was the only one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure of that.
It was big. It was big. We lived in the apartment houses.
Yes.
I don't know what the
exciting.
people did.
They painted it all battleship gray. I felt so sorry for the owners because all the apartments were painted gray.
Weren't the cars painted gray when you came out too? I think they had a lot of gray paint. And the cars were painted gray right after the war.
So you both served in the United States. I mean, you didn't go to Hawaii.
I was in the South.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have friends who went to Hawaii?
No, well, Navy, there weren't that many that went.
Yeah, yeah.
It was mostly nurses were the only ones that I know of that went overseas.
I didn't know anybody who did. But now, it's different. The women are women of the sea services, is what they're called now.
Is that right?
And because and this has been fought over for every conference that I've been to for the last 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. And so they wanted to change the name to Women of the Sea Services and let the younger girls in.
Yes.
Well, really, we still call ourselves girls. But anyway,
that works for me.
The younger girls didn't want to be part of the waves.
Right.
And so this meeting that I just came from, it's settled. We're the waves, and when we die out, we'll die out.
All right.
Yes.
Well, you've both got a long way to swim at this point. I don't want to hear any differently. And we do run out of time, and I do want to thank you both. You were very lively guests, and I thank you very much for your willingness to come and sharing your story with us. So thank you, Nancy Pridmore. Thank you, Barbie
Glad
Cox.
to set some people straight, too.
That's the idea. Spoken like a true military person. Okay. Okay, folks, now you've got to admit that was a very interesting discussion with two of our military women in the military people. So if you've got a similar story to share where you were in World War II, be sure to let us know. Contact Pete Hansen, 643-2000, extension 5167, or come down to the TV studio and tell him. And before you know it, you'll be sharing your story with the rest of your neighbors here at Seabrook Village. I want to thank the production crew for doing a wonderful job, as they usually do, and I want to thank our guests once again. So, until the next time, I'll say bye-bye.